And we are back. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Listen, today's video is a little darker than I like to go. I like to laugh. I like to crack jokes. I like to have fun. There's not going to be much of that in this video at all. However, this needs to be said. When you have people like woke Trevor Noah and these huge platforms blatantly spreading lies and misinformation, and all it's doing is sowing division in this country, and it's just stoking the fire, and it's not okay. So I'm going to show you guys a clip from the Daily Show. Trevor Noah, he does his daily show in the basement because of the illness, and there's a clip on his Twitter page about what happened in Atlanta at these massage parlors with these shootings that happened. And it's like he makes up this story in his head and just blurts it out. And listen, I'm all for freedom of speech, but doing something like that, there's got to be consequences. Now, I mean, I don't know what. But okay, let me walk that back. Consequences, I guess not. Like I said, I'm all about freedom of speech. However, where's the consistency? Steven Crowder is constantly getting banned off Twitter, suspended from Twitter for saying, who knows? They don't even give him reasons. They literally, when they send him an email, when he gets suspended from Twitter, they sent Steven Crowder an email, and the reason line why he was suspended is blank. They literally, I'm not joking at all, they literally leave it blank. They don't give him a reason for why he's suspended. They just suspend him. However, Trevor Noah spews this absolute garbage nonsense, and it's okay. That's not okay. So like I said, I'm going to show you guys a video clip about this whole Atlanta mass shooting thing, which is a complete and absolute tragedy in every way. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing that happened. This guy that did it is a complete psychopath lunatic, okay? Whatever the reason is, there's no reason to do that. You can't give an excuse to do that. It's just, he's just a psychopath, that's all. Whatever his excuse is, okay. But when you get people like Trevor Noah start making up excuses that aren't real to sow division, to play along with the narrative, that's not okay. And I'm also going to show you guys another video clip with this whole thing with Sharon Osbourne, where she got kind of attacked during her talk show that she's on. And one of the talk show hosts that she has kind of does the same thing that he does. And well, it'll make more sense when I show you the video. So stick with me here, guys. If you have not subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. The channel's starting to grow. The community's starting to grow. I'm having a ton of fun. I want to see where I can take this. Listen, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you guys. This is amazing. Anyway, I don't want to get too sentimental here. So if you like my video, leave me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you guys think of this madness. So let's take a look at what Trevor Noah says. I'm going to show you a couple of comments in the comment section of Twitter, which I absolutely 100% agree with. Of course, there's a ton of people on the left screaming, oh, Trevor Noah, thank you so much. Thank you. It's garbage. And then I'm going to show you what I was talking about with Sharon Osbourne that plays into this. Now, yeah. So, and then we're going to get to some facts that blows his whole thing right out the water. Okay. So before I hit play, it says the Atlanta shooter blamed a specific race of people for his problems and then murdered them because of it. If that's not racism, then the word has no meaning. He absolutely did not. That is a complete and utter lie. He didn't. Listen, he specifically said it had nothing to do with anyone's race, skin color, or anything. This guy was a psychopath. He had some kind of sexual addiction, which he blamed it on. He said he was a sex addict and he was going there because that was the source of one of his addictions. And then he had a plan on going to some porn industry or something down in, or some, I don't know, somewhere down in Florida that had something to do with porn. The guy was a lunatic, okay? They asked him, did this have to do with the race? There was 6 of the people that were murdered were Asian women. However, I believe the other 2 were white women. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on this, but there were 6 that were Asian. 2 of them weren't Asian. They were different skin color. I believe white. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But why would he kill 2 other people that weren't Asian if that was his whole thing? There was nobody in there with a gun pointed back at him, so far as I know. So it wasn't like he was just defending himself and just killed a white person that was in the way. So he deliberately killed 2 other people that weren't Asian. But that's not good enough. Immediately the race card was played, and then people like Trevor Noah are just stoking fear into the community. So check this out. And this, I'm not going to play this whole thing. It's long, but I'm going to play the beginning part, and then I'm going to play another part for you.
This is truly horrifying. 8 people dead, 6 of them Asian women. And soon we'll learn all about them and who they were in life, but all we know right now is that they are dead, and a 21-year-old white man with a gun killed them. And
so he's got to throw in a 21-year-old white man with a gun. Why did he have to say white? When this guy specifically said it had nothing to do with race, Trevor Noah specifically makes sure he brings up the race of the man that did it.
What's been sad about the story is not just the loss of life, but all of the auxiliary things that have been happening around the story. You know, like one of the first things that's been the most frustrating for me is seeing the shooters say, oh, it wasn't racism, it was sex addiction. First of all, you, man. You killed 6 Asian people. Specifically, you went there. If there's anyone who's racist, it's a mother who kills 6 Asian women. Your murders speak louder than your words. 6 Asian women were killed. And you know...
All right, so I agree with him there. F you, man. Like, that guy that did that, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. But Trevor Noah just basically told the guy what he did it for. The guy said it had nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. So Trevor Noah tells the guy, no, you're wrong. That's what it had to do with. This is what it had to do with. So he's putting words in this guy's mouth. This guy said it didn't have anything to do with that. But Trevor Noah made sure he let it be known that it was a white guy. Remember that. Now I'm just going to play one more little clip, and then I got a few more things to show you guys.
But whatever you do, please don't tell me that this thing had nothing to do with race. Even if the shooter says that, he thinks it had to do with his sex addiction. You can't disconnect this violence from the racial stereotypes that people attach to Asian women.
Okay, so even if the shooter said it has nothing to do with race, he's lying. That's a lie. That's a lie. And listen, that's what they used to do. I don't want to bring politics, but that's what they used to do with Trump when Trump said I wasn't a racist. And then there was all these video clips going from way, way back 10 years ago, Trump saying he's not a racist and disavowing this person and that group. And they're like, no, he still thinks like a race. So it's nuts. And that brings me to this point right here real quick. Sharon Osbourne is talking to one of her co-hosts, and the lady admits that Piers Morgan said nothing racist. What? Check this is crazy.
Where you have heard him say, educate me, tell me, when you have heard him say racist things, educate me, tell me.
It is not the exact words of racism. It's the implication and the reaction to it. To not want to address that because she is a black woman and to try to dismiss it or to make it seem less than what it is. That's what makes it racist. But
So did you hear that utter nonsense? She said it's not the exact implication. Because Sharon Osbourne said, tell me, educate me. What did he say that was racist? He didn't say anything. All he said was he didn't believe anything Meghan Markle was saying, which is fine. He has the right to not believe it. A lot of people didn't believe it. A lot of people thought it was a bunch of horse shit. Piers Morgan said it. Sharon Osbourne saying, tell me what he said. This lady says, well, it's not the implication of anything he said. It's he didn't say anything racist. That's the same thing Trevor Noah is doing. Well, it doesn't matter if the shooter says that it had nothing to do with race. It did. What? Now I'm just going to show you guys a couple responses from the Twitter feed. So whoever Andrew Sullivan is said, this is an outright falsehood, a lie. The shooter blamed no specific race at all. Prove it or retract. This guy's right. He's right. I was watching this by Trevor Noah. I'm like, am I crazy? And listen, you guys, if I'm crazy, if I'm way out in left field, because I'm so confused about this, please let me know in the comments if I'm so wrong. But right away, the mainstream media, all these people on the left, immediately, right after this happened, blamed it on race without even hearing what the guy said. Even after he said it didn't have anything to do with that. they still kept pushing it. Trevor Noah pushed it even harder, said, nope, this guy's lying. It did. All right. It says, this guy says again, the Atlanta shooter. Okay, so he's in quotation marks. This is what Trevor Noah said. The Atlanta shooter blamed a specific race of people for his problems. And he says, when? Can you cite it? If you can, you absolutely need to remove this video or cede any credibility. Bingo. I agree with this guy. Whoever Scott McHale is says, wait, I've seen no reports of the shooter blaming a particular race for anything. He explicitly told police it was not racially motivated and that he was seeking to attack the porn industry. Are there reports that I'm just not seeing? No, Scott McHale, whoever you are, there's not. Trevor Noah is lying. He's creating a false narrative. He's stoking the fire. He's causing division. Now, another response, Jeremy from the Quartering. He's got a great YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys know Jeremy, but if you don't, check him out. He responded. So Jeremy says, literal fake news at the Daily Show. Sponsored fake news. Bingo. Thank you, Jeremy. The Quartering. No wonder your show ratings are tanking about you hosted. Oh, I don't know what. I think he meant and. No wonder your show ratings are tanking about you hosted the worst rated Grammys maybe in history. Exactly. His show ratings are tanking. The Grammys, I think, had the worst ratings in history. I think it just tanked. These Grammys tanked. And of course, this woke Trevor Noah was the host. Of course. Now, remember at the beginning of that video when Trevor Noah, I said, listen, he specifically says, a 21-year-old white man with a gun. Okay. So there have been a huge spat of Asian crimes against Asian people. A ton of Asian people have been getting attacked lately. It's terrible. It's absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. And there's a false narrative going around, pushed by people like Trevor Noah, the mainstream media, that it's white supremacy, the big bad wolf, white supremacy, that are causing this. That's not true. Listen, if you go search for all these Asian hate crimes that have been going on lately, listen, the facts are the people that are doing this are black people. I'm not going to show any of the videos on this. So this black guy pushes this old Asian man on the ground, this elderly Asian guy on the ground, and the Asian guy ends up dying. Steven Crowder has a montage from the Mug Club a few days back that he did that showed all these crimes. It showed the videos. It showed all the people being arrested. They weren't white people that were being arrested for these Asian hate crimes. They just weren't. You guys see? You see? It's a false narrative that's being pushed. It's lies. It's misinformation. And it's being spread by people like Trevor Noah, huge platforms, by mainstream media. It's not true. Why didn't Trevor Noah say, and also all the black people out there that have been attacking Asians, which has been a lot lately, you guys need to stop too. It's not just this crazy white guy that said it wasn't racially motivated. This is so nonsense. And listen, I'm going to end the video here. I hope this doesn't give me in any trouble, but this has to be said. This is crazy. Trevor Noah I don't think he should be deplatformed. I don't think anybody should be deplatformed. I believe in freedom of speech, but to spread misinformation like that, if anybody, any conservative or Republican or somebody on the right says something that even those people think is misinformation, they lose their mind. They cancel them. They zap them off social media. You got Trevor Noah doing the exact same thing, and it's all okay. It's fine. And you got half the idiots agreeing with them. All right, guys. That's it. I can't talk about this anymore. It's too frustrating. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Am I crazy? Listen, am I crazy? If I'm crazy, let me know in the comments. And if I'm wrong, I will make a retraction, delete this video, apologize, whatever. But let me know. All right, guys. Thank you for checking me out. Leave me a thumbs up. Like I said, hit the subscribe button. We got a great community here. We're just starting to grow. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace.